The Chiefs are about to change NFL history, and we're going to talk about it. Good morning, Chiefs Kingdom. Happy Red freaking Friday, baby. Let's go. It's time. It's playoff time. It's go time, Michael. The Chiefs are chasing a three-peat. But before we get started, let them know about who's powering this live stream.
This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over to BetUS.com. Check out what they got going on. YouTube 150. Use that code. Get yourself a 150% deposit match bonus. YouTube 150. The next two deposits, you're going to get 125% deposit match bonuses. Those are up to $2,000. So take advantage of all those free plays. The site's easy to use. There's plenty of props. Go pick the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. What? How about it? Go to BetUS.com. Use promo code YouTube150. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you their way.
If you haven't bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
what the hell are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
Is it even a playoff run if you haven't just told everybody that we're going to three-peat it?
I don't know, but I feel like Chiefs Kingdom is not horned enough for this three-peat run. Like where are y'all? Hit that like button. Get more people in here. Let's have a party, okay?
Most excited person I've ever seen about this three-peat run may be Nick Wright. This dude is on there talking the ultimate smack every day.
Dude, that's what he does, though. That's what he does. That's what he gets paid to do.
He's ripping banners every single day with something new about what's happening here. But I agree with him. I think the Chiefs are being overlooked right now, Steve, because you've got think about this. You've got a team getting ready to make history. This is one of the biggest sports storylines that's come along in years for the NFL, that you have a team about to do something that hasn't been done in the history of the NFL. And you're going to just gloss over that fact. And matter of fact, the media is rooting against it. Media is rooting against it. It's Chief fatigue. They're rooting against it. Like, it's Houston's got a dominant defense. You would think we're playing the 85 Bears this week, the way they're talking about it.
Mike, it's ridiculous. We've heard it all. The Chiefs suck. The Chiefs are terrible. They're not the same Chiefs. They're not good this year. 15-2 because of the refs. Patrick Mahomes is terrible. He's no good. We've heard it all.
Yeah.
And it's time for everybody just to shut up. It's time to shut up. And I'm with you. Like, why in the world is the media like trying to push Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson? Like, oh, MVP race. Bullshit. Who cares? You have a team that's literally got a chance to do something that's never been done before. Make history. And you're worried about that? No one cares about that.
It was just, what was it, 7-8 months ago? The entire media all offseason was so horny about the Houston Texans they couldn't even get their pants zipped up. And now, like, the Texans, like, this week they're back to the level of horniness, but it's only because that's how bad they want them to beat the Chiefs. It's giving you the narrative of how to beat the Chiefs. But, like, you get a Chiefs-Texans matchup, you would have never, ever in the history of the world, back in, what was it, 2008, when Brady and them had that big season where they almost took it the whole way. They were completely undefeated, which is basically what the Chiefs did, like dealing with everything. Like, we said our starters or whatever else, but you've got this whole thing. Do you imagine them putting Belichick and Brady at the 4:00 game on a Saturday going for a three-peat? What are you talking about? Like, it's the most disrespectful thing for the Chiefs I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
They're more worried about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson getting one Super Bowl ring so they can sit there and celebrate it, rather than the Chiefs making three-peat history, which is the biggest storyline in all sports.
Well, you know what, Mike? I got 2 words for you. Let them. It's okay. If you want to write the Chiefs off, let them. If they want to worry about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, let them. If they want to think the Chiefs aren't going to do this, let them think it. And I got 2 more words for them. They can suck it too, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
If that's what you wanted. But no, really, you can disrespect them. You can do whatever you want. This has been the narrative for how many years now with Patrick Mahomes? I mean, it's like literally Mitch Holthus is like, that's his manta at this point, right? Yeah, go ahead, do it. But you still got to deal with them. You still got to beat them. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. getting it started off right today. Slow but sure 504 drops a
Let's
50.
go, baby.
Drops a 50 bomb right now.
Get horned up, Chiefs
to his
Kingdom.
boys at ACU to keep the beauty going. And he said, let's go, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's effing go.
Let's freaking go, man. It's go time. It's go time. If you're not horned up about the Chiefs right now,
I think the Chiefs are going to
if
play
you're
less
not
than
completely
24
pumped,
hours. Well, it's about 24 hours.
if you're not completely just pumped up about the Chiefs right now, then are you a Chiefs fan? I mean, good Lord.
You got to be feeling it right now.
It's
Do you
playoff
feel a
time.
blowout in your soul? I feel like the
want
Chiefs
to.
are so
I wanna feel it.
tired of this. And you want to know what else just really grinds in my gears and just pisses me off?
What grinds your gears?
The entire look, I heard the narrative yesterday on, I think it was ESPN or NFL Network. One of these idiots got on there and said, the Chiefs haven't blown anyone out this week. They've not, or this year, they've not looked good at all. I can remember against the Steelers and against the Texans, we pretty much manhandled them the entire game.
Right.
The scoreboard was closer than it looked by far because we were taking our foot off the gas. These guys are out of control. Like, as soon as we got Tooney to left tackle, as soon as we got Hollywood Brown back, as soon as Mahomes got a little bit comfortable, we were completely rolling these teams and pretty much pumping the brakes ourselves.
Right.
And you're going to tell me we're not blown? Like, we blew 2 playoff teams out in a row. And not just in a row, we did it in 11 days of each other. And those 2 games were back-to-back. So it's ridiculous, the narrative.
late-
I think
they're late
Patrick
to the
Mahomes is
party.
about to go scorched.
They're late to the party. If they wanted to come in the first half of the season and say the Chiefs don't look that good,
They did.
and they're not playing well, and this and that, they're cool. Because we talked about it all year too. Like, man, this team has so much they could do. This team could be so good, especially when they started acquiring pieces. Like, oh, they got D-Hop.
Yeah.
It's like they're figuring out this left tackle thing. Hollywood Brown's coming back. These last few weeks, Mike, it's not been the same Chiefs team as the rest of the season. If you want to ignore that fact, if you just want to act like the Chiefs didn't look more like the normal Chiefs in the last 2-3 weeks of the season, then that's on you. You can play pretend that they're still slow and things aren't good. But we saw what was happening, and we're getting ready to see this team with no restrictions, no snap count for D-Hop, no snap count for Kelsey. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to go. So, I mean, if like I said, let them think it. Let them think it. But appreciate you, slow but sure, with the 50 freaking bomb. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Appreciate it.
And, Mike, I think I hear something. I think I hear it rolling in.
What do you hear? Hear the train? Oh, baby.
Toot, toot.
Let's go.
Toot, toot.
What's it bringing us?
We got 5 gifted memberships from our girl, Brenda. What's up,
go.
Brenda? Let's go, baby. Spreading the wealth.
Brenda's
doing the
feeling it
Lord's
today.
work. Hell
She's
yeah.
ready to roll. Steve,
Let's go.
It's a good day in the kingdom, right? It's Red Friday. Okay, we're about to have Victory Monday. We're about to be 2 games away from a three-peat, a historic three-peat. I don't get the sense. I'll phrase it this way. The last playoff game in Arrowhead was a frigid, below zero. Everybody got some sort of Jack Frost syndrome, in which if you accidentally hit your fingers on something too hard, they would have shattered. That's how cold it was. So they didn't get to go out and just have a time, just have themselves a day. I mean, they had a good time, but it wasn't like Arrowhead was the full effect. It's going to be different tomorrow. I think these fans, this has almost been 2 years, full years since they've been at Arrowhead for a playoff game.
Right.
They're going to go ballistic. I believe Arrowhead is going to roar tomorrow night when the Chiefs start going out and just putting up 7 and putting up 7. And then people pick it off. And then George sacks somebody. And then we're just going to go ham. I feel it. I feel like the Chiefs, it could get nasty and it could get out of control.
It's coming. Hey, if y'all get one of those memberships from Brenda, make sure to thank her in the chat. Mike, we got Bryant Williamson with the 2 bombs. Let's
go.
Hey ye! Hey ye! 1932 Chiefs, 32-19. Mike, what do you think about that? Would you like to see that? Or would you like to see it even more? You just want the Chiefs just to come out and tell everybody to literally suck it?
You might want more, but that's probably going to be the extent of it. If there is a big blowout win, it's going to be between 10 and 13, 14, somewhere in that.
Right.
I don't see the Chiefs winning by like 21 or 28, something like that. Now, it is possible. It is possible. You've seen it. The last time we played the Texans in the playoffs, I think it was 51-31. We put up 51, but we were down like 24-0 at one point. So it's like we had to score. That's the beauty of this Chiefs team right now and Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people say, oh, they can't do this, can't do that. The limitations, blah, blah, blah. They're not as dynamic. They don't do it. In my opinion, if the Chiefs defense were to, say, give up 30 points, the offense will make sure they score at least 31. That's what they do what they need to do. If the Texans score 50, we're going to score 51. That's just the way it is. If the game doesn't necessarily dictate that you have to put up 38 points, then the Chiefs will not just go out and throw up 38 and be 38-3. I don't see it. Like
they know how to win. They do what it takes to win.
Yeah, they do what it takes to win. They're not worried about style points across the board. They're just not worried about it. We've seen this time and time again this year, and it is frustrating. That does get frustrating because you're like, look, it brings in all the narratives of that the Chiefs aren't good enough. It brings in, like, look at the Detroit Lions. They've got the whole entire 1 seed wrapped up, and they're out here doing fake fall down plays up 40 points in the third quarter and throwing deep bombs. And it's like, why are you opening up your playbook and showing this?
Slap
like,
nuts.
What's the point? Like, who are you trying to impress in the regular season, week 13, against the Arizona Cardinals over here? Like,
right.
What have you done?
Yeah, who cares? Hey, good morning, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Red Friday, baby. It's playoff week. We're getting ready to start a historic 3-peat run. Never been done. Cheers, Chiefs Kingdom. But yeah, make sure to hit that like button. Get this out to more people. If you're watching on X, make sure to repost this to your followers. If you're watching on Facebook, share it with your friends. Let's get Chiefs Kingdom in here. Let's have a freaking party today because everybody should be max hornless, Mike. Mm-hmm. It's time. It's go time. It's crazy how fast this year's flown by. It really is.
It's
this
wild.
This season, just boom, over. But 15-2, the number 1 seed. Your guys are coming off a damn month of rest. The healthiest the team's been all year. And Mike, the media's out there chirping. They're out there saying, "Oh, the Houston Texans are the greatest team of all time. The Chiefs are terrible." Who's the Chiefs?
Who's the Chiefs?
What have they ever done?
Who's this guy named Patrick Mahomes? Like, have we ever watched him play a game of football before?
So
Josh Allen.
Not only did the Chiefs put themselves in the best position, but you also got the media and football casuals everywhere out there poking the bear. So, I mean, let's do this thing. It's time. The gloves are off, right? It's time to do it.
Football casuals. That's a perfect, just a flat-out perfect description of the way the everyday fan has become, especially just the X fan, the Twitter fan, the Facebook fan. Like, everybody with a platform to get on here and say something stupid.
Like us.
Does it. Well, no, not like us. I'm talking about just the average Joe Schmo that loses on Madden Rookie and acts like that he understands the game of football. And they'll get on here and tell you that the Chiefs they get carried by the officials. It's this,
right.
It's that. It's so ridiculous. And I feel like the media has seen that, and they know it's stupid. But they know that is the 99% average watcher. And so if you don't play into that, you don't get the engagement. So I believe that's why they've dumbed themselves down. I think the media knows the Chiefs are the story. The media knows the Chiefs are the 3-peat, the massive swinging dongs, the magnum dongs of the NFL, and they don't want to say it because it offends. It offends the casual.
Hey,
and the Chiefs.
Is there any sports media out there besides me and you that are going to get on TV this week and say that the Chiefs have the massive swinging dong? I don't think so, Mike. If that's what you're waiting for, that's not going to happen.
They're the big.
That's only going to happen here. That's only going to happen here. I'm sorry.
They're about
KC
to whip
Lion
it
Squad.
out too.
KC Lion Squad whipping it out with a 10 bomb. Says, listening to the media, the Texans are the next coming of Ray Lewis's Ravens.
I told you,
from back in the day.
Dude,
don't get me wrong.
85 Bears out here.
The Texans have a good defense, but come on, man. We have Pat and Andy with weapons. It is absolutely ridiculous that they're so quick to talk about how amazing and groundbreaking this Texans defense is. But they don't want to talk about how good the offense is that just beat their ass a month ago.
Beat it.
And it wasn't particularly close.
You remember Tim Settle? Oh,
Tim Settle.
We're going to chase Pat Mahomes, and we're going into the Arrowhead. No, you're not. You didn't do nothing. You came in and you tripped over your own feet. You watched Patrick Mahomes run it in from like 27 yards out, okay, with a bum ankle. He trips over his own feet, and then with his God-given athletic ability, he keeps himself up and he stays. It looks like he's playing Twister, and he gets up and he runs with his immaculate 4.9 speed or whatever he has. And he whooped that ass to the end zone. And he's going to do it again tomorrow, Steve.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
I think you're going to see a masterclass out of Mahomes tomorrow because of all the blatant disrespect that he has now received since, what is it? The last probably 3 or 4 weeks. Nobody give him credit for coming out and dealing with a left tackle situation. Nobody give him credit for moving a left guard to left tackle and doing it. Nobody voted him in the Pro Bowl. He didn't get a single All-Pro vote. They act like this guy doesn't even exist.
And no one gives him credit for literally struggling all year long. He struggled with it, guys. And he still carried his team to 15-2 to a 1 seed. In the playoffs, they're taking a month rest. He's out there having babies and shit.
But his struggle,
like,
his struggle insane. Was not all just Patrick Mahomes. It wasn't that Patrick Mahomes just forgot how to play football all of a sudden.
There was a lot going on.
The struggle was that he had 16 guys on the IR that was primarily all offensive players and 0 left tackle ability. Yeah. Thank you, people that put that offensive line together. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, I went back and watched an interview the other day. And it was Borgonzi, actually. Mike Borgonzi, after drafting Kingsley Suamataia in the draft. And I watched it. He was like, we like Kingsley. We targeted him here. We worked him out a few times. He's long. He's athletic. He's got the bloodline. We think he's going to be good.
He's got the juice.
He said, but it's going to take a few years. He said he's raw. He's 100% raw. He's going to take a few years. He is brought in for tackle depth. He's depth. He's going to give some competition. And the guy asked, competition for who? And he said, we got Wanye, we've got him. So they went into the season knowing that Wanye was green and Suamataia needed many years. But then they said, Suamataia is the starter. We won't even push him in camp. He gets to sit out all preseason, by the way, with the number ones. So it's like these guys just kind of, they missed the mark on left tackle this year. And
who cares?
I don't know how you do that.
It doesn't matter anymore. We figured it out.
It doesn't.
The puzzle piece is in place, and it's time to whoop ass.
But it was wild to look back
the Super Bowl.
At all of that and see that.
Yeah. But yeah, at this point, it doesn't even matter. All the little flaws the team had all year long do not effing matter anymore. Because you know what, Mike? They're playing their best football. They're playing their best football. Cali Cash with the 5 bomb says, I have Tito's, ice chest full of Coronas, and a slab of ribs. I want to see a ass whooping. Let's freaking go. Let's go, baby. He's got all the necessary things for an ass whooping to take
He's ready
place.
to roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Cali Cash, you have yourself a damn good time tomorrow watching the game.
Have yourself a day.
Have yourself a day. JCP says, let the boy watch with the 5 bomb. Now that D-Hop's cap is gone, how much usage do you think he'll get? Chiefs are about to let the boy watch tomorrow, Mike.
That was a big narrative throughout the season of like, are they capping him? Was it for this or that? Maybe they were. I don't know. Maybe they were. If so, I don't fully understand it. Especially when you were in a big heated, like a thing with Buffalo at one point. It was like, they were a game or two out. You had just lost to them. You had to kind of win. But, they did what they did and got through it. I don't know how it worked or not, but I think D-Hop has a game tomorrow. I think he's going against the Texans. I think this is like his full circle moment where, like, he already made the comment this year, Steve, that it feels good to be back with a team where he's playing meaningful football. He hadn't done that since probably the Texans, right? It was probably like the Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I think there was a year with Arizona where they were like, they started the season 8-0, but then they fell apart.
Right, but I mean, come on. Then Kyler Murray's going to Kyler Murray.
Right.
That's what happens. So I think, I agree, JCP. I think he's going to have a good day. I think it's going to be good. And he asked how much usage will he get. I think he'll be playing. You know, honestly, it would surprise me if he didn't play at least 70% of the snaps on the offense.
Well, that's the thing,
But a
man.
lot
We
of
look
that's
back throughout the
personnel.
season, and you have this guy on your team now. Midway through the season, we ended up with a guy on the team, future Pro Bowler. Just throw the ball his way. If he's a man coverage, just throw it at him. Like he's going to catch 99% of everything. We did see like one drop from him this year, which was funny because he never drops anything. It's like if you come to the Chiefs, you must get at least one drop. But this guy
he
is a
have two?
freak. It might have been two, but this guy's
I
a
thought
freak.
it was something weird like that.
So you have something like that on your team, and they were only having him out there for sometimes 20 snaps in an entire game.
Yeah, you're getting outside by Justin
So-
Watson. Whew.
Right, getting out snapped by Justin freaking Watson. That's wild, bro. And I think I think you can't do that now. The gloves are off. His ass is going to be out there on the field. I think he gets much more usage than we've seen. I think he gets an opportunity to go off against the Texans. And I think Patrick Mahomes will give him the opportunities tomorrow. A lot of people think that Patrick Mahomes is not going to have time to pass the ball. Well, that's funny. We'll see how that goes for you. But either way,
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
yeah, it's wild. Appreciate the 5-bomb, JCP. Let the boy watch.
Let the boy watch.
The boy watch. Casey Lion Squad with a 5 says, LOL, while AJ Brown is reading a book on the sideline, Pat is on a bye having a baby. What about AJ Brown just reading books on the sidelines? He says he does it all the time.
He said he's done it all the time, but I feel like if that were the case, somebody would have already made the big deal over it.
I feel like this was a new thing for him. He
Like
was
they made
"You know
the
what?"
big deal over it.
I think did they come out with another Twilight book and he just couldn't keep his hands off of it
He's in the middle of like,
through
the
his
new
vampire
hot-
phase?
the new hot series. He just couldn't put it down. He said he was reading some kind of like, it was a motivational quote, a spiritual, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was something about patience. Maybe it was something about your quarterback stinks and he's just trying to calm himself down. Like,
Maybe it was a
what
book
is-
about how to stop your quarterback from vulturing all your touchdowns on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that guy's kind of fell off. Has he really fell off though, or was he just hyped up way too much by the media? And he is
Talking
what
about
he is
Jalen
now.
Hurts,
Yeah,
overhyped, big time.
From the
Appreciate the
beginning.
5, Casey Lion Squad.
Yeah.
Brandon Shannon with the 5-bomb says my mom's roommate died Sunday. She was a huge Chiefs fan. Mahomes got a 3-peat for her. Hat trick Mahomes. You got to fight for your right to party. Hate to hear that about your roommate's mom, man. That sucks. But you're
does
right.
suck.
You're right. They have to 3-peat for her. They do.
they will.
They will.
They will. What do you mean we have to? We will, and it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be funny watching all the haters just to have to talk about it again. It's gonna pain them to get on TV again and be like, the Chiefs not only won the 3rd straight Super Bowl, but they've made complete history, and I have to sit here and talk about it.
They'll still downplay it.
Do you,
They'll still,
You know what's gonna be
they'll
funny?
still downplay it, and I don't
It will-
care.
It will be 3 days after the Super Bowl, and they will have already got back to how this was an epic season for Josh Allen,
Oh,
or
good Lord.
how
Yes,
the
it's exactly what
Cowboys
it'll
are
be.
gonna win the NFC East for the first time in 37 years, or I don't know. They'll have a new storyline, but they'll gloss right over
The
this.
Chargers
moment in
are
history.
good. They're going to come up with the Chargers are good again.
Isn't that kind of the down of the way media's ran today? Like, it's so much, so fast, so quick, so accessible that you can put out a story and within 10 minutes it is oversaturated and done. We see this all the time. Steve,
Yeah.
the Chiefs can release one thing and it is retweeted millions of times, and 77 different channels have thrown it on YouTube, and it's on everything. And it's just the same thing over and over and over. And the news dissipates very quickly. Like, it can be huge news. So the Chiefs 3-peat, but like in 2 days it'll be old news because there's going to be something
Yeah.
else comes along. And it's just odd. It's weird. It's almost like you don't get to bask in your success. It almost makes it to where like you don't even get to enjoy the wins in life, because as soon as it's done, you're like, well, got to do something
Well,
different.
that's on them. That's a personal decision. We're gonna
Yeah, because I
bask in
think
all
if the
the
Chiefs
wins.
3-peat, I'll party every day all summer.
Peter Ortiz is partying with the 2-bomb. Says hello, fellow Chiefers. Let's go. Appreciate you, Peter. Also appreciate you, Brandon and Casey Lion Squad. Thanks for the donos. But yeah, Mike, you're right. I mean, people have short memories. It's weird. And then people, I don't know. Like, I just feel like in general, like people's priorities aren't straight. Like, I feel like
No.
here's the thing. We could have put, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know, little news dropped overnight. Jeremy Fowler says that Jalen Watson is a go for the game on Saturday. Chiefs plan to activate cornerback Jalen Watson off IR and play him versus Houston per source. Watson fractured his ankle in late October. Nate Taylor, first on Watson's expected return to starting lineup. Chiefs could monitor snaps depending on how he's feeling and playing, but he's a go. Okay, so and to your point, Mike, we could have made a storyline today that said, "Ooh, Chiefs players returning a secret weapon. There's a secret weapon for the game in Houston," and put it on a thumbnail, and we could have probably had 1,000 people in here watching right now. But why are people just not horny that the Chiefs are getting ready to run for a three-peat?
I don't know.
Just, that's what I don't understand. Why do you have to have a stupid narrative? Like, just love.
Don't need the narrative.
What do you need?
The narrative that the Chiefs are about to play football tomorrow.
Right.
Fired
Chiefs
up.
Kingdom. Get off your asses. Click stuff. Watch stuff. Have fun. Enjoy.
Click stuff. Just go around clicking.
Enjoy
things.
this. You spent some of you 50 years.
Dude, so much of our lives.
Just watching the Chiefs suck and stuff, and things not going your way. And now you're in the midst of a damn dynasty.
Steve, when I was born
Get
and I was
hard.
able to process football.
Good Lord, let's go.
By the time I was able to process what football was, it was 1988. I would have been 5 years old, so I would have been watching football. Did I know what it like? Did I have a deep? I wasn't going to my kindergarten class.
You knew the same amount that 99% of the watchers of the NFL know.
Tis true.
When you were 5,
but I didn't go to kindergarten on Monday if the Chiefs lost, and I was bummed. It didn't ruin my weekend. Like, that didn't really start till maybe you're like 12, 13. That's when you really start, getting into sports. You can watch. So I'll say like 95 would be like maybe the first. And look at all the struggle years. If you just take 95
struggle
until Mahomes was drafted in like 2017, and then we don't even win till 2020 or something, 28. I don't know. I can't keep all these years together. But the point is dude, just for me, it was like 20 years, 25 years of life of just thinking that the Chiefs were never going to win a game. Well, we won a lot of games in the 90s. We won
Never
a lot of
gonna
games
win a
with Dick
playoff
Vermeil.
game.
But we didn't win it when it counted. And so you got to cherish this stuff.
You do. And here's the thing. Like, I understand not everybody's been Chiefs fans for a long time, but that doesn't matter.
That's
You're a
fine.
Chiefs fan now. But I tell you this, if you lived through the Todd Haley era, if you lived through Romeo Crennel, and you're not just
Yeah.
effing Hort right now, what the hell are you doing?
Loved Gunther
You have a
Cunningham, but if you
pulse.
lived through that era,
Yeah,
if you
come
lived
on.
through the era where we had to play Damon Heward at quarterback, if we had to play Brody Croyle
Brody
at quarterback,
Croyle, the greatest of all time.
Steve's favorite quarterback of all time, Tyler
Tyler
Palco.
Palco. Nothing beats that little scissor kick when he
Even
threw the
Matt
ball.
Castle.
He'd jump,
Do you remember-
kick his legs out, and throw it
Do you remember
completely
when
in
Matt
the wrong
Castle
direction.
got signed in the offseason because he had one or two good games for the Patriots? And honestly, I was one of them that was like, dude, this may be a good sign. Like, you just wanted the Chiefs to do
A lot of
something.
people were
It was
happy
like,
about that.
you were just like poking. You're like, come on, do something. Do something. And at
was
least
sick.
Castle was something that gets you a little, like, something. But that poor dude, he got hung out, didn't he?
Yeah, Peter Ortiz with the 5 bomb says, "Do you think KC will hit 30?" What do you think, Mike? I think here's
It's
what
right
I think.
at it. It'll be right at it.
I think if the Chiefs put up 30+ points, it's a dub. And I really do think that. There's just no, like, it could happen, but logically, this defense ain't giving up more than 24
This
points,
defense,
something like
in
that.
my
There's
opinion,
no way.
Max. I'm talking the max amount you're going to see that our defense gives up is 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
That's
So
what I'm
what is
thinking.
that,
That's what I
24?
just said. I just
You're-
said that.
You see, okay, so there you go. That's max. That's if the Chiefs defense are playing like ass.
Yeah.
You're giving up 24. So if
and
you
do you
can
think
just hit
Spags is going to let them play like ass in the playoffs?
right, and the Chiefs offense honestly is good enough to score a touchdown. Maybe not every drive statistically, but 1 out of every 3 drives, you should be able to put 7 on the board. Easily. A 30% shot of putting points on the board. They should be doing that. So
The last time they played the Houston Texans in the playoffs, they went for 7 or 8 straight touchdown drives.
right. Well,
So,
it's
I mean,
not the
let's-
same team. Hey, isn't it wild? Justin Reed was part of that game, and now he's here
Yeah.
on the other side.
That's funny. Appreciate the 5, Peter. We also have a 2 bomb from Casey Lion Squad. Said I was born in 1971, so I'm enjoying this run.
So look, he was probably coherent enough to like football about the time I was born.
Yeah.
And so he's got good 12, 13 years of suffering on me. There's a lot of people, man, been suffering since the Super Bowl 4. You know, it's just the way it is.
JCP with the 5 says, just snorted the Great Wall of China worth of Blue Chew. Get horned, Chiefs Kingdom. JCP's horned, man.
That's a lot of horn.
Yeah, wasn't it hilarious? We had a poll on here the other day. It said something in hornt was an option. And so I saw someone in the chat just be like, what's hornt mean? And one of you guys said, are you new here?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean,
Shouldn't that be a household thing now?
you know what you're going to get over here, Steve?
Mike,
You're going to get... Let me just say this. You know what you're going to get here? You got to get over here because you're not only going to get horned and you're going to get fun, but you're going to get good football analysis. You're going to get some talk. And I mean, we're not going to get overly in depth. What's the point? What's the point of coming on here and giving every tiny, minuscule statistic? It's just going to go over people's heads. Nobody cares.
Well, no one, yeah, no, who really, I mean, honestly, I'm going to sit here and show you tape of a left tackle, and I'm going to be like, his footwork on this play, he could have done it this way. No one cares.
Yeah, nobody gives a rat's ass.
But you know what? He allowed 3 sacks, so that pisses me off. We'll talk about that. You know?
Yeah, that's the way it is. Now, look, is that important? Yeah, 100% it's important. But I think for the 99.9% of everyday fans that tune in, that stuff just kind of goes over your head. Like, you're angry and you just want to see better. You don't want to see technicalities. That's their job to figure out, not ours. What am I going to do about it?
Hey, Sam makes a good point. He said, you say that, but wait for the draft, Mike. You're going to be...
Oh, the draft's different, Sam. I'm going to tell you why.
See, there's a time and a place for it, right?
The draft's different because nobody knows these guys. And I try to teach you things about these guys. I want you to know everything about them down to what they had for lunch because I want you to make an informed decision. I don't want a guy that's putting arugula on everything.
Arugula.
That's a flat out puss man that I don't want, Steve.
Yeah.
If you're putting arugula on pizza, bro, I'm not having it. I want the guy that wants a nice, thick Detroit slice or maybe a thin New York slice, but nothing with arugula. Like if you're a pizza man that eats arugula on it, especially if you're like a linebacker. If you're a linebacker that enjoys arugula
Mike,
and some lemon on a piece of pizza, get out.
I'm completely missed who you're talking about that loves arugula pizza.
Nobody. But I'm saying a fictional man. If fictional man loves arugula
You lost
on
me
pizza,
at arugula.
he's out. And that's what I want to convey to people. That if I bring you a guy, look, keep that in mind, Steve. When we're doing some draft stuff, if I say this guy eats arugula on pizza, we're going to know he's a dud. Throw him out.
Mike, you want a guy that wants a nice thick what?
A nice thick Magnum. That's what's up. We're gonna put it. This
go.
week is gonna. We're about to flop it out, baby. Don't trip over it, CJ. Chris Jones. That brings me to Chris Jones. He's fired up and ready to go this week. You think Chris Jones gets double sacks? I think he might put up 2 or 3. I think he's feeling fired up. But Chris Jones knows that he's going to put this defense on his back,
right,
on his sack, and he's going to destroy.
Johnson Robinson with the 2 bombs and hit that thumbs up. Let's do it. Hit that like button, guys. Help us out. Cole in the house said he's commenting on the wrong account, but either way, it works. You know what, Cole? I don't care if you got 4 other accounts. You go comment on those too.
Cole, just keep commenting.
Because you know what? Look, Cole's hard at work all day, every day, and he's still horned up for this freaking 3-peat run.
He's ready to roll. Why is everybody not as horned up as Cole right now?
Yeah. He might start another YouTube channel.
Cole,
he might
do
start
it.
just
call it Mega Horned.
Yeah.
Would that get you banned from YouTube if you called the channel Mega Horned?
Why would it?
I don't think so. I think horn's a nice normal term. You know what's funny? Did you see the interview with Puka Nacua, which is hilarious? I knew there was a reason I liked him, but it was a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking, and he said something like he got horny running a route. He got too horny, and I was like, dude, if you use the word horny in just everyday situation to the media, that's why I liked you. I didn't even know why there was a connection there, but that was why. Like, it was just like this, our souls, like me, like researching them, our souls met.
Are you guys gonna get married?
We're gonna touch souls. I don't even know what that does.
Cole, yes, Puka did say that. He said he got too horny on a route.
Yeah, I wish I could find the clip. I'd bring it up.
Mike
I'll
was
try
like,
to find it.
I think Mike actually like sent it to me. He was like, I think we ruined football, sort of. Like we're not that. We don't have any kind of influence, but somehow it like
No, it's
we
just
infected it to where people are just saying wild things now.
yeah.
Speaking of, horned up with a 5-bomb.
Let's go. That's
He
what's
says,
up.
"Here we go. Got my tickets for the game. Horned up, level 100. Let's go. Are you gonna freeze your ass off out there? What's the weather gonna be like? Is it still supposed to be cold and stuff?
It's gonna be cold. I think they've ruled out the snow though, right? I don't even know what the cold is. It might not even be that cold.
I don't know. But for those of you that are going to the game, just a little tidbit of info. 11 a.m. the parking gates open. 1 p.m. club level gates open. 1:30 p.m. stadium gates open, and the kickoff is at 3:30. So there you go. Go out there, have some fun. Get to tailgating.
Get the gating. Get the gating.
That's so funny.
I'm bringing in Puka. So if you're sticking around for the Puka,
Who's here just for Puka?
give me 2 minutes, and you're gonna get the little bit of the Puka. It's hilarious.
Casey Lion Squad with a 2-bomb says, where's the Get Horned merch at? We have it all. There's an all horned up shirt.
There isn't a horned up shirt. I don't know
Where's that?
who would wear that. Like, I feel like you would be classified as like a predator if you walked into, say, a McDonald's and you just so happen to go by one of the McDonald's with the playgrounds and it says all horned up on your shirt.
Mike, you just called all 78 people that bought the all horned up shirt predators.
It's not that. It's just like you got to watch where you wear it. Like, you're not wearing it to church on a Wednesday evening, right? You know, you get off work, you're wearing your all horned up shirt, you're running late, and you're like, you call your wife, she's like, honey, just meet me over at church. And he's like, I don't think I can do that tonight. Like, you can't.
So. Well, you know what, guys? If you're just rolling in, good morning. Good morning. It's Red Friday. Chiefs are playing a playoff game tomorrow. If you didn't know that, getting ready to chase history, going for a three-peat. If you guys don't mind, hit that like button for us and hang out with us for just a second. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about the Chiefs making history, baby. Let's go.
Today's show is sponsored by Manta Sleep Mask. You got to check this out. We weren't big believers in sleep masks. I thought they were going to be too big, too hot, too bulky, but Manta Sleep Mask changed that perception for me. These sleep masks are so comfortable. You can change the cup around your eye and find a custom fit. That way the mask finds your comfortability. With these pillows around your eyes, you feel zero pressure. And with a 100% blackout technology, you can go to sleep anytime, day or night, no matter how erratic your sleep schedule is. You can go with the sound mask, the pro mask, the silk mask, or just the sleep mask. You should go check out their website by clicking the link we have provided for you in the description below and read up on which option sounds best for you. But regardless of which mask you choose, use our code ACU10 at checkout and receive a 10% discount that we have secured through Manta Sleep for you, Chiefs Kingdom. Again, go to the description, find the link, find the mask you want to try out, use code ACU10 and get yourself some of the best sleep you've ever had in preparation of this long football season.
Do it to it. Get down in the description.
What the hell?
You go get that. You go get that sleep
get
mask. Hey, Mike, I actually tried the sleep mask.
You did.
I took a nap.
I give it to you. You finally you tried it out, huh?
It was nice. It was real nice, actually.
I'm glad you didn't think it sucked because you'd have got dropped really quick for the sponsorship. So I'm glad that you loved it.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff, and you can even Bluetooth, man.
I told you, look, Bluetooth, Blue Chew, it's all together. Steve, look, before we get going, the first minute of a Puka. Here we go.
The first thing I told Coop was, I was like, man, I was a little horny in my route. I was like, man, I cut a little bit early. I was like, man, I just feel like I felt in the timing. I was like, I'm ready to break open. And I came out of my break and thinking that.
He's a wild guy.
So he was horny in his route, and I don't know what that meant.
I mean, he overshot it. He got too crazy. He got too excited. He was too horned up, Mike.
Yeah, when he went to cut, the third leg got caught in the turf, rolled down the field. I don't know. Dude, that's hilarious. But that's how I knew. I had a subconscious feeling about it.
Oh yeah? Yeah, the subconscious feeling about it. Huh? I hear the membership train rolling in here.
Yeah, I hear it.
The legend himself, Peter Ortiz, with
in
10
the house,
freaking
baby.
gifted memberships. Let's
Peter's in the
go.
house. Let's go.
What a legend. Put some legendaries in the chat for this guy.
That's a legend.
Peter, you're the man. If you guys get one of those memberships, make sure to thank them in the chat. We will be doing the members only live stream for January this coming week. We still haven't decided what signed jersey we're giving away, but there'll be a signed jersey we're giving away. So what about that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, a lot of people wanted me, they threw out Karlaftis. They threw out Jaden Hicks. Who was another one? Somebody threw out Justin Reed. We'll get something. We'll get something. But I can't make promises who it is right off the rip. But we'll get something for somebody. And it's going to be fun to give that away. And then also, I think Nikki won the last one. Nikki won the Felix and Udeke Uzama. And she said she wanted to wear it to the game.
Did you just call him Anudike Uzama?
No, you thought I said Anudike
You did.
Uzama. No.
I can't be the only one that heard that. Someone in the chat's got to let me know. Mike just called him Anudike.
No, you've got vulgar on the mind. You're
No.
thinking of, look,
No.
Don't be thinking of wiener at 11:42 a.m. Eastern time on a Friday.
Don't
I
blame
know you're
me.
horned up.
Don't
you
blame
put
me.
Blue Chew in your coffee this morning, Steve. You're not hearing things.
Mike, one more time. A little round of applause for Peter Ortiz. 10 gifted freaking memberships. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, I'm ready for the game. I'm ready to watch this game.
That boy says, Mike, your favorite Pokemon would be Heracross. His special move is Mega Horn. I'm going to find that Pokemon card now. Will it say Mega Horn on the card? Because I want it. I hope it's not one of those pricey ones, man.
Ray says you called him dickhead. Felix and you dickhead Uzama. Is that what you said?
No, everybody's hearing things wrong.
No, look, everybody agrees with me, okay?
I said Felix and you dickhead Uzama.
Peter said,
That's
Mike, what
normal.
the F? We heard it. We all heard it. Lone
guys
Wolf
are
says
wide
definitely
right
said
now.
it.
And you dickhead Uzama.
You did, though.
That's right.
But either way, I know what you're. I know we were just talking about giving away a signed jersey. So.
It doesn't matter. But anyways, Nikki, the moral of that story was it's on the way to you. You should get it. She wanted to wear it this weekend for the game. I mean, you're flexing the Magnum if you're walking in with a signed Felix jersey. You're just going to sit down in front of somebody
A gold one.
eating a hot dog and you're wearing a gold signed Felix jersey. Somebody's going to look down and be like, that's a conversation starter. But you better hope Felix does something. If he gets out there and sucks, then somebody might put some mustard on your shirt.
Mike, are you calling a Felix and you Dick Uzama sack this week? In the playoffs?
I can't do it.
No.
He hasn't shown enough. I want him to. You don't know how bad I want Felix to just be good.
Well, you know what time it is. Right after this 2-bomb from Casey Lions squad. It says, Omenihu, Reed, and D-Hop versus their old squad. Let's freaking go. That's right. It's not just D-Hop going against the old squad. There's some other guys, too. So.
Hey, Charles Omenihu might be a guy that I'll call a sack for.
Yeah, there you go.
He may get a predicted sack.
Mike.
Are you getting the sack together? Oh. This guy's going. Oh, yeah.
Every time, yeah, it's like 10 minutes of
The
dramatic.
most dramatic. It's almost as if you're watching WWE.
I want to see it. I want to see him out there.
It's like a 9-minute intro. I think they should just stop the game, play some fireworks and a song, and just let them be like.
Just whatever you got to do, Charles.
Is he
Omenihu.
stretching? That feels pretty good, actually.
Let the horn out, Charles Omenihu. Let's go. But Mike, it's time for some game predictions, and then we're going to talk about some matchups. Butker or Dicker, which name sounds better?
I'm going to go with Dick Butker and be done with it. How about that? Dick Buttkiss. No, we call him Dick Butker. I like
Dicker
it.
the kicker. And Butt
Did you ever
kicker.
think you'd really have a kicker named Dicker? What's the chances of that?
I don't know. You think it's not his real last name? He changed it to that because he's a kicker. He said, "I'm going to be Dicker the kicker."
This reminds me.
His last name's actually like Johnson or something.
All this talk reminds me there should be some form of a good nickname in there for Jaden Hicks with the last name of Hicks.
I don't know.
Big
what you're getting
Hicks. Big Hicks swanging it. I don't know. We could do something with it.
All right. Hey, look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about the matchups we're looking for. And we're gonna do some predictions. I want you guys to put your score predictions in the chat, by the way. We like to see
Get them
what
in the
you
chat
guys
right
think.
now. Let's go.
So do it to it. Mike, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. It's playoff time. I'm gonna be generous.
Thank you. Here's what I'm going to do. The Chiefs are going to win this game. They're going to win this game. And it's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be a blowout. I think the Texans will play tough. I think the Texans do have something to play for. And they have built a good team. They've bought a good team. Let's just say that. They've bought a nice team. It's as if they've went to Walmart and just handpicked things that they wanted to try to be competitive. But it's just not going to be enough. The Chiefs are going to win this one. I'm going to call... I don't think they're going to get 30, but I think it's going to be high 20s. I'm going to say 27, and I'm going to give the Texans 17. We're going to go 27-17 Chiefs, and I'm going to give the MVP to Pat. And I do believe this week you will see a touchdown from either Hollywood or Hopkins. One of those two are going to get in the end zone, and then maybe Kelsey gets in the end zone for the playoffs, because playoff Kelsey is a thing. It is a thing.
I like it. Mike, I'm going to go 31-24 Chiefs.
You're going over the 30 mark, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna break that 30 mark. So
Wait, you're giving the
31-24.
Texans 24 on this just horny defense.
I didn't want to. But
I don't think you should. I think you should back it up. Go
31-21.
Yes. A 10-point
31-21.
game. Now we're in play. Now we're right at the borderline of blowout territory.
Mike, and I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have himself a day. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have himself a day. You know what? You don't want your baby's first game seeing you. The first time that baby sees you play football, you ain't going out there to suck ass.
Golden's first word don't want to be, "Dad, you suck." Okay,
Like
he's gonna get it together.
Like, the baby might not remember this, but
No, he'll remember.
Still.
I called it a he. She'll remember. She'll remember. For some reason, I keep thinking Golden is a boy because I'm putting it with Golden Tate. But we've got to learn that
Pony
in today's
boy,
society,
stay golden,
Steve,
pony boy.
Golden is a multi-sexual name. Is that the phrase? A genderless name is Golden.
Gender neutral. I
A
think is what they call it.
gender-neutral name of Golden.
Have we seen the final injury report for this game? Like,
Well, I do know this. I do know Houston has downgraded one said Joseph Mixon.
Ooh,
It's
ouch
very
for them.
possible Mixon's going to be a game time decision. Now, look, dude, I think he'll play. Yeah, dude, if they had to carry him out there and push him in a wheelchair, somebody's going to do it. Like, people don't want to miss the Chiefs and the playoffs, so he'll play. I think at the end of the day.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, surely. I mean,
But no,
has
I'm
to.
going to go ahead and say Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP.
They
of the
probably
game.
not
Like, I
dropped
think
the
he's gonna,
final thing. That's going to come out today.
I think he's going to go for three touchdowns and break the 300-yard mark. And I'm with you. I think Kelsey's probably going to see the end zone. Maybe a little D-hop action.
Okay. D-Hop for the tutty. I watched a guy on TikTok. They're about to ban it, and I had to get my ticking and my talking in, so I went over there, and across my feed came a guy that simulated the Texans Chiefs game on Madden, and D-Hop had 2 tutties. So they're expecting D-Hop to just eat. And why wouldn't they?
I think that he has the opportunity to, and like we talked about earlier, he's going to get more snaps. I think he'll be out there more. So, I mean, he's had some pretty big, he's made an impact. Whether he's had, huge stats or not, just the impact that D-Hop's had on this team since he got here, it's a lot more than people think. You could see it every week, and it's just nice to have a guy like that on the field, man. It's nice, and I think now, come playoff time, like I said, the gloves are off.
I like this one.
Noah Gray, baby. Let's do it.
Zion Easy Dub, I think is how we're pronouncing this, but a Noah touchdown it'd be clutch, Steve. I said this the other day. I feel like now that the playoffs are coming back, you might see Noah reemerge. He may have had his time to shine, then he takes a little break. He refuels up and he's back for the playoffs. I think that could be another one. Young Craze says McDuffie gets another interception.
Let's do it.
And then Don says,
like
I
to see
put
that.
3 on a Noah TD. Look at that. So
Do y'all know of something that we don't know of? Everybody's
Yeah.
talking about it. Everybody's talking
No, it would be a
about
good one. I see somebody in the chat say we should do some. We should do a content collab with Brandon Perna. Is he a Broncos fan? Right.
it. Yeah.
Brandon
We could
Perna doesn't know we exist. A and B. I don't know about it. We'd probably get under his skin.
I think I'm pretty sure he would be fine with it. He could probably come right
That's
back.
true.
With something,
He'd
right?
probably be fine with it. He'd give it. He'd probably give it back as much as we dish it.
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
do it.
Oh,
wait.
so
Wait, I just
What?
seen this. Oh,
What?
KY says, Perna's funny, but he hates the Chiefs. Mike and Steve would make him cry. I don't know. He may be able to take. He'd probably be able to take it, right?
I don't
mean, he
know.
did
I
get
don't
the-
know him.
He gets to talk out. He gets to talk about his blowout victory that meant nothing.
King Jamie, been a member for a month now, says, love this show. Thanks for doing these morning streams, guys. It makes work so much better. Much love from a fellow Chiefs fan. Man, Mike, that was one thing Mike said. He said, we should start doing some morning streams. These people need something to do while they're at work because no one's actually working, right? Like, you're just acting like it. So why
Yeah,
you're
so I
acting
mean,
like it?
with the advances of modern technology, right? Like you can have any job just about, and just have at the minimum, you've got like a Bluetooth that you can just sit here and like, you don't have to even watch or interact. You can just be listening, right? So I get it. YouTube's a watch channel, but if you have to, you can have it on the back burner, listen. I felt like it was something that was needed, Steve.
Yeah. Zion Easy Dub with the dollar dono. He said, Mike, you said his name right, maybe. That's why he threw out the dono,
Hopefully.
Could be it.
Hopefully. Don't want to not
Could
get the
be it.
name right.
Casey Lion Squad with the 2 bombs says Hunt and Juju will see the end zone. What about it? I could see some Kareem Hunt
Whoa.
action. Juju, that's an interesting one, Casey Lion Squad. Definitely not off the table.
Are we taking it back to we're taking it old school in game 1, huh? We're going back to the Kareem Hunt Juju days. We don't need the new school guys. You don't need the Worthies and the D Hops of the NFOs. You've got Kareem. Steve, Kareem, that was one thing. Can we talk a little bit? Listen, for just a few seconds.
What just happened?
I don't want to, because I'm debating whether or not that we should make this final prediction. But Steve, there was some reports circulating the other day that the Chiefs were leaning more towards DJ Humphrey starting, and then yesterday another conflicting report come out and said they're probably going to start Tooney. So here's what I think: all sources are BS. They don't know nothing. Everybody's just throwing a noodle at the wall to see if it's finished, see if it is sticking.
Right.
Andy's going to keep this close to the vest, and ultimately I trust Andy, but where's your final thoughts on this? Like, do you think they go ahead and start DJ Humphries, or do you think they go ahead and just keep what was working with Tooney?
I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I really don't know. But I say that you stick with Tooney and Mike Caliendo. That is the most comfortable Patrick Mahomes has been. That has been the most effective thing. And why roll the dice in a playoff game? Now's not the time to experiment.
Yeah, well,
now's
Steve,
not the time.
The big thing is that the running game was better. The running game could be better. Yeah, I think if you're
Get outta here.
looking at an Andy Reid offense and you're trying to hope the running game looks better, you're barking up the wrong tree, because Andy's not going to rely on the running game.
Well, here's the thing, man. You're playing Danielle Hunter. You're playing Will Anderson Jr. These two guys are not a joke. Like, they are good at what they do. So why in the hell are we going to? Why would you even think about trying something else? Let's try DJ Humphries over here and see what
I don't know.
happens.
Well, it's not the winner. I don't care what they ultimately go with, because I'm going to say Andy's going to do it right. But I just the whole thought process of it is, why are we so concerned over the running game looking better when we are not a running football team?
And it didn't look bad. That's the thing. It's
No,
not like we
I
struggled.
actually went through the other day. I quoted a stat of all the players, and I said it was 110 to 108 when Tooney and them were playing. But that encounter, everybody got mad at me. I heard it all day long. You're counting into rounds. You're counting Xavier Worthy carries. You're counting Mahomes leaving the pocket. So I went back and I did every running back carry only. It was one. They averaged, I want to say, like 82 or 83. Okay. With just pure running backs before Tooney played left tackle and Caliendo was guard. It was 83 on 22 carries. That was your average from running backs. Under Tooney and Caliendo, it was 21 carries, so there was one less carry a game. It was only a 7.5 yard difference. So at the end of the day, do you want your running back to maybe get 7 extra yards on the day, but Patrick Mahomes goes back to taking
no, man,
5 pressures
don't make sense to
extra?
Me.
No, it doesn't, because my whole entire thing with the running game looks better. We got to do the running game. The running game didn't look bad with Caliendo and Tooney, no matter what people say. Like, the stats were right there. It was literally a 7-yard difference. And what you got to remember is you were playing the number 3 defense, the number 10 defense, and the number 8 defense. You had 2 guys out of position, or actually 1. And you had another guy playing his first snaps in the NFL going against, Cam Hayward. Like, he's some kind of scrub. And it's like, of course he was going to struggle a little bit. Like, a lot of people struggle with Cam Hayward. Like, that's not the issue. But you also had Pacheco leaving a game early with some rib injury. You had Kareem Hunt at the end of a season that, like, was already, like, completely depleted. Like, his old ass was, like, completely, like, just beat down. So it's like you got all this at the back end of the year, and you're going to say 7 to 8 yard average per game on one carry was going to make a difference. Like, in my opinion, the playoffs and as far as the Chiefs go, all relies on number 15 and his ability to move the ball through the air. It's not the run game, and it's not definitely a 7-yard average on one carry. So 1 carry for 7 yards. Like, we're really going to make a move. And people's argument over all this, nitpicking stats and going through and finding all these analytics. And your whole argument came down to 1 carry for 7.5 yards difference. Yeah. That just, in my mind, and then the amount of people that just keep echoing that like it's some sort of a sentiment like, well, I'd rather the run game be a lot better. And it's like,
well, it's also, Caliendo wasn't that great at pass protection. It's like, here's the thing, man. If you just want to
he allowed 7 pressures in 3 games.
Okay, cool. And that's whatever.
Cool. That's great.
Okay. So the thing about it is, as a whole, when was Patrick Mahomes under the most pressure? When was he having the most trouble? It wasn't when Caliendo was playing.
No, it was with the all-pro left guard. Not saying Tooney did anything, but it's because the tackle situation was so bad.
Right.
It didn't matter how good your big 3 were in the middle.
You know, and like logically, it's like, well, DJ Humphries is a tackle. He's a all-pro tackle, Pro Bowl tackle, whatever. And then you got Joe Tooney, who's all world.
I don't know if you're going to get DJ Humphries back to any shade of what he looked like.
That's the thing, man. It's just, if you want to go by logic, I think the logic is this is the best that the team has looked all year. This is the most comfortable that Patrick Mahomes has looked. What are we doing? Why would you try to change that up in the playoffs?
Didn't it kind of feel like the Chiefs struggled all year long to find that sort of comfortability, and they found it with Tooney and Caliendo? And yes, you can always nitpick something about it. You can nitpick something. You could say somebody's not playing well, this and that. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. But didn't it feel like you got all season long to find those 3 games, and we finally got over the hump a little bit, and we were actually like beating teams soundly and playoff teams, and we did it 3 games in 11 days. And every single game, Tooney got better at left tackle. Every single game. Mahomes looked better every single game. And, like, it started to feel like we were in the direction, and then, like, you want to take 3 weeks off and switch that?
Yeah, that don't make sense.
It feels weird, and I feel like it could be a mistake. But let me tell you something. If Andy says that's what we should do, I guess we do it.
I mean, the decision's his ultimately.
And somebody said, well, you can always go.
Patrick will have a say-so.
You can always pull the plug on it and switch it mid-game. Do you really want to do that?
No, you don't want to start off on the wrong foot. You don't want to get them going.
No, because that gives some, doesn't it? If you start out and it struggles, and then in the second quarter now you put in Tooney and them, doesn't that sort of make the Texans defense be like, look at us, we caused complete chaos? You give them a little fire, a little momentum, a little confidence of like, hey, we caused an entire shift change on the offensive line because of our pass rush and our game plan, and they're going to feel like their heads are going to be this big. And when you feel good, you play good. Dion said it. And when you play good, you win. So don't give them a reason to come out and get fired up early.
Right.
I just wouldn't
Mike,
do it. I'll
Casey
trust
Lions
Andy,
squad.
but I wouldn't do it.
Casey Lions score with the 2 says as long as Wanya and Kingsley aren't playing left tackle, he don't care, Mike. As long as it's not one of those two. The thing about it is, like, I understand the argument for the DJ Humphries thing. I get it.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that Tooney got a lot of tackle help, and if they give that to Taylor,
That's so stupid too. I hate that. Like,
we're
not going back to the Orlando Brown Jr. thing. We're not doing that. Every tackle in this league gets chipping help. Every tackle in this league gets helped against elite pass rushers.
Wanye and Kingsley were
quick
getting tons of
passes.
help, and they couldn't even do nothing with it. Like half the time, their chipping help would just chip them right by. It would give the defender a pass rush boost. It's like they hit the speed up button.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. It really depends. What's the one big matchup that you're looking at in this game, Mike? Like, what do you think is just maybe a particular player-on-player matchup or anything like that that you think is going to be critical for this win?
I think the big matchup is Kelsey. Can Kelsey get out there and beat those linebackers, beat their safeties in space? I think another huge advantage, and I said this the other day, and then I noticed that there was a few in the echo chamber started to echo the sentiment, and I'm glad. You've got to get Xavier Worthy running stride for stride with Kamari Lassiter. I believe he blows by him with ease. Now, if you keep doing everything underneath, Lassiter's going to blow you up. Lassiter can definitely hit, and he's quick in tight spaces. He's quicker than he is fast. But if you get him striding out there with Worthy and you get that matchup, Worthy is going to beat him all day in the open field. He cannot run with him. Lassiter literally ran one of the slowest combine numbers for a 40 that there ever was, and Worthy broke the combine number. Right. So it's like you got to get that mismatch going, and then everybody else just has to win their matchups. Obviously, like you could go down the line and be like, well, the right tackle's got to play well than the left tackle. Yeah, this is all given. But assuming everybody plays up to their ability, those are the two places where I think you can take the biggest advantage. Is Kelsey working the underneath because of what Worthy should give you on the edge? I think we finally get back to what this offense should look like.
Totally agree with you. That's kind of where I was going to go with it. I think you got to get Kelsey going, right? And the good thing about it is they have one really good corner, Pro Bowl corner, in Derek Stingley Jr. He's really turned it up this year. He's been really good.
Who do you think he matches up with primarily?
I think they're going to have to put him on D-Hop.
You think he might have to match up on Hollywood, though?
That's a possibility. They might.
Hollywood's
I'm sure they're going to move.
guy.
I'm sure they're going to move him around, right? I'm sure they're going to move him around.
Yeah, I don't know if he shadows one particular person.
But at the same time, like, we have so many weapons on this team that shouldn't be a thing. I'm with you, man. There's ways. Andy Reid, if anybody, is going to find ways with all these weapons to get Travis Kelce going.
Wouldn't it be nice to
getting
have
going.
Rasheed Rice right now?
I want to see. I know. I want to see.
Gosh.
I'll tell you what I want to see, man. I want to see Pat to Travis early and often.
I think that helps the offense.
Because
and changes
it does.
things.
Because this is the thing. If you just pepper Travis Kelce and they're just playing pitch and catch, whether it's big plays or not, it's just boom, 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 boom. You're moving the ball off the field. Every team in the world would say, we're not doing this shit. We're not letting Travis Kelce
Right. They're
beat
going
us.
to start adjusting their defense.
We're not letting Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes beat us like they beat everybody else for the last 7 years. We're not doing it. So they're going to try to adjust stuff, and then all of a
And they're
sudden,
gonna make a mistake.
Xavier Worthy's going to start whooping ass. DeAndre Hopkins is going to start whooping ass.
Hollywood Brown,
Hollywood
baby.
Browns is going to start whooping ass. Noah Gray's going to start whooping ass. Everybody's going to just whoop a bunch of ass.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you need to do. You get Kelce going early, and that's the key. That's the key.
I think so too. I think when you see Mahomes and Kelsey kind of hit that stride and be on that same page, the offense just feels more like the Chiefs.
It is. It's like putting oil in an engine, baby. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
It's like just lubing up that
ridiculous.
engine, just getting it, you know.
Like the
What's it called? Just cranking the gears. The pistons. This is the engine working. You know how it is.
It's
just
that,
up and down.
it's that high dollar synthetic oil or whatever. I don't know.
Zero W synthetic.
Flip with the 10 bomb says, "Sup, fellas? So if we're down by 10 points in the start of the second
Nay.
half,
That will not happen, Flip.
would you focus to try to control the time of possession, or would you want Coach Reed to call quick huddles and try to score ASAP?
I don't want to limit possessions if
Nope.
I am
Can't
down
do that.
10 points.
Can't do
so you do have to speed it up. And I do think the Chiefs do look good when you go out with a little bit of urgency. Like sometimes I feel like they get a little too slow play and a little too this and that. And at times they look a lot better with a sense of urgency and purpose. That's why you'll see them. Sometimes they can be struggling all day, and then on a 2-minute drill before the half, they'll just march it down the field easily. And it's because you take the thought process out of it and you just let them play football.
Yeah, totally agree. I think appreciate the 10, by the way, Flip, but I think if you're down 10 at the half, I think you come out firing. You got to get back in. You can't. If you're down 10, you're one score away from it being trouble.
Yeah.
So you got to get.
I'm not
points
worried,
on the
though,
board.
with Mahomes in the pocket, but
No, but you know what, Mike? Back to the point we were talking about with getting Travis Kelce going, getting that offense going. I think something else that could be sneaky is you start getting plays like that, and then all of a sudden, with the pass rush that they got and the way that they like to play defense, you could pull, some little delayed screens to Samaje Perine.
even let Kareem Hunt
Or
get going
Kareem
in that
Hunt.
screen game.
I mean, I'm telling you, dude, that could be big chunk plays right there. You could be looking at 20, 25 yards on some little screen passes.
Yeah, I think
So-
if Andy and Nagy and Joe Blameyer, all those guys come together and they put together a great offensive game plan and they stick to it. Like there's a purpose in the play calling, and it just don't look like they're throwing darts at something to see what sticks.
Get your motor running.
Run down the highway.
Head out on the highway.
Oh, everybody's going crazy.
Looking for adventure. You screwed me up.
Oh, my man.
You ruined the vibe.
You were going hard with it.
They're going. I was going too. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, though, for real. Hopefully the Chiefs can just get out there, bring the intensity, execute. I think if the Chiefs get out there and do what they do, if they're playing at a high level, it's going to be a long day for the Texans.
Yeah, I'm with Sam. Just a little PP on the PP would go a long way. And
PP on the PP.
it's going to be one of those days, Steve. I think it's going to be a good day, man. So I
Mike-
want everybody to be horned up the rest of the day. Like, just fire it up.
Let's
fire
go,
it up.
baby.
Kim
It's
with a
that
10
time.
bomb. She's fired up.
Kim, let's go. Appreciate you.
Kim,
Y'all
appreciate
put some
you.
legendaries in the chat for all these people with the donos. Casey Lion Squad with the 2 bombs says, I want to see who will be on Xavier and Hollywood. Man, it's just like, is this not a defensive coordinator's nightmare to look at this Chiefs team?
Yeah. Didn't they get the guy back, though, that's like the cheap shot artist? That's pretty dirty. What's his name? Shazier or something like that?
Yeah. Al Jazeera or something like that.
Let's hope he doesn't come in and hammer. I don't want no cheap shots out of it.
No, you don't allow it. And that's another thing. A lot of people are talking about Patrick Mahomes not being able to hold onto the ball for very long. I don't think you need to.
No,
if you're
you don't
playing,
want
if you're playing
him
a
to do
defense,
that.
if you're playing a defense that has a good pass rush, that's the last thing you want is to try to hold the ball.
You do not want to hold the ball.
Especially when you have guys that can create, like Hollywood Brown with the ball in his hands, or Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce. Like, that's the thing, man. You don't have to. Just get them the ball and let them work.
That was another thing with the Tooney, the whole debacle at left tackle is Patrick, he had to get rid of the ball too fast. We don't want him. No, you want him to do that. How many times did Patrick get rid of the ball really quickly and it start looking like the Chiefs offense more?
Right.
You're predicated on getting that ball out to your playmakers. If you have to use Xavier Worthy in space, get him the ball quick. Hollywood Brown. And the thing about our receivers right now, with Hollywood coming back especially, you've got a guy that can beat coverage within 2 seconds. So use it quickly. You don't need to be in the pocket 4 and 5 seconds because it takes Justin Watson, 8 seconds to get open. You don't want that. Like,
Right.
I think people are getting the concepts wrong. Like, yes, it always feels like, yeah, he should have an hour in the pocket. Yeah, on certain plays, it is nice to be able to set that up and do it, but you do not need that 99% of the time.
Right.
You don't need to sacrifice Patrick Mahomes' comfortability for a 7 extra running yards a game. That's weird to me. Like, it's just weird to me. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't like it. It's nitpicky, Steve. It's NPS. It's nitpicky shit,
I don't like
and
that
that's where you
MPS.
start overthinking yourself, and you're gonna get too cute.
Mike,
Don't out cute yourself.
here's what we're getting ready to do. There's 480 people
Let's go.
watching right now, just 480, which is low for
It is low
playoffs
for a
tomorrow. Playoffs
but
tomorrow. Chiefs
Some people
Kingdom,
might be
come on.
going to lunch right now.
I don't
though.
care if you're at work.
You're
I don't
getting
care
close to
where you're
lunch.
at. I don't care what you're doing. The Chiefs have a playoff game tomorrow. We're getting ready to run for a three-peat. But, Mike, we've been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes exactly right now. We're going to go 5 minutes right here, baby. 5 more minutes. Let's get this thing going. Let's get some intensity going for the Chiefs tomorrow, baby. Get Hornt in the chat. Do what you got to do. Let's get this thing rolling, baby. I want to see a bunch of
Fired up.
likes. Let's do this.
Fired
Let's
up.
get this out to more people. Mike, it is time. It's go time, baby. I mean, how can you not just be extremely horned up right now? This is what the entire season's about. Like, you're talking about winning a Super Bowl. You're talking about back-to-back, and then it was, we're going to three-peat. We're right here. We're ready.
Steve, I'm going to fire off some players, and you let me know what they're going to do tomorrow. And it don't even have to be a stat. I could say George Karlaftis, you could say 2 sacks, right? Or I could say
Just
Nick
whatever comes to
Bolton,
whatever
and
comes
you
to my
could say-
mind.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm going to fire off some players. You tell me what they're going to do tomorrow in this game. Number 1, Isaiah Pacheco.
50 rushing yards and a touchdown.
So you're just going to go straight stats with Pacheco. Good job. I was going to say brings the energy, but I like where your head's at. Let's go Noah Gray for the people.
Noah Gray, secret weapon. They're not going to see him coming, but he's going to have a pretty good day. Big critical place.
Will he get in the end zone?
Potentially.
See it?
Maybe.
Do you see it? You're doing
Possibly.
some big brain stuff right now. Jaden Hicks.
Big hits. Big hits.
Big hits. I like it. Jalen Watson.
Jalen Watson. That's all I got. Let's go.
Yeah, we don't know. He may only play 20 snaps, but they will be productive.
Jalen
snaps.
Watson.
Charles Omenihu.
Sack.
Just one? Yeah, I think maybe just one. But, I mean, he's pressuring all day. Last one. It's playoff time. You can't have playoff times like Mike Pennell. What's Big Mike doing?
Big Pinnell energy. He's bringing it,
A
stuffing the
little
run.
PP.
Whether it's Joe
PP.
Mixon, whether it's Damian Pierce, whether it's who, I don't even know if he plays there anymore. Whether it's whoever it is, they are not running the ball on this defense.
Yeah.
They're not.
What are you giving them rushing for the day? You think we hold them under 50? You think they get to 70-ish, 80? Do you think they break 100?
It'll be between 45 and 60 yards, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I'm going to say they get about 60 to 75 yards on the
That's-
ground.
I
I
mean,
think that's going to be
Mixon didn't even get 60 on us last time.
it. No.
So I think
like
that's
it. I
we
just
do
like
a good
the
job of
matchup.
shutting them running backs down. You
I
know?
do like the matchup. We got about 3 minutes. There's 8 teams left in the playoffs. Who's the we know the best team in the playoffs right now is the Chiefs. I don't care what anybody says. It's the Chiefs. It's not the Lions. You can put the Lions at 2. You can put the Bills at 2. You can put the Ravens at 2. I'll
Are
give
the
it to you.
Lions the back-to-back Super Bowl champions?
Steve, what's the worst team
Or the
left in
Buffalo
the playoffs right now?
Bills?
What's the
The
worst
worst
team left in
team?
the playoffs? If you had to line them up in a power ranking scenario, who's number 8?
Hold on.
I think I would probably go
Texans.
Texans or Commanders.
I'm going to go Commanders. It might not
Yeah,
be
I
fair.
think
They
I
have
trust
they have
the
a better
Texans.
record.
I think
they
I
have a better
trust the
record, but
Texans defense
NFC
more than the
I'll go
Commanders.
Commanders. Then 7 Texans.
Okay.
Let's see here.
6, I think I'd probably put the Rams.
They're scary though. The Rams can get you.
They are, but you've got Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, and Bills. You got to put in the top 4.
So who's number 5?
So 6 and 5, you've got the Eagles.
I think you're right. I think you probably have to go that route.
I think you have to put it, and then you got to put the Eagles slightly above. And then I would probably put Bills at number 4. I think the Ravens are better than the Bills, but I do think the Bills could win this game. I really do. I think the Bills may have turned the corner here over the Ravens, but I would put the Ravens at 4, or
Look, man.
the Bills at 4, the Ravens at 3, the Lions at 2.
I said
and
it.
the
I
Chiefs
said
at
it
1.
before, and I'll say it again. It's going to be a rematch of the AFC Championship game, Chiefs Ravens.
Okay.
That's what's going to be. It's what it's going to be, man. I don't think Buffalo can.
Would you rather though beat Josh Allen and them to make them cry?
It doesn't matter who it
again?
is, because
It doesn't. But wouldn't it be funny? Like that's your one loss, your legit loss on the year, but you beat them to get to the. It's kind of like that Kelsey thing went in the Mortal Kombat run.
Bring it. Let's do it. I don't care. Run it.
Yeah, I don't care who it is, to be honest, either, man.
But first things first, we got to beat the Texans' ass tomorrow.
Yep, for sure.
So hopefully the Chiefs bring the intensity, they get there, execute, and hopefully we're having a party after the game tomorrow right here on live stream on YouTube. Be on the lookout for it. We appreciate you guys being here today. Thanks for stopping in, hanging out with All Chiefed Up
Hey, before
on
you
this
go, who
fine
won the poll?
Friday morning.
Before you go,
What
who won the
poll?
poll?
Oh,
You had
I
a poll
forgot there was
going.
a poll. 52% DJ Humphreys right now. Is that real? I guess so.
They bought. They're drinking the Kool-Aid, Steve.
The Kool-Aid is
Chiefs fans
drank.
are drinking the Kool-Aid. I hope you guys are right. Don't want to be wrong right now. This ain't the time to play.
Yeah. It's like, let's try it out. Let's give it a shot. in
Hey,
the
you know that old
playoffs.
saying? Get what you asked for. You made your bed. You better hope you're right.
Yeah, but appreciate you guys being here on this fine Friday morning, Red Friday morning. Chiefs got a playoff game tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Make sure to come hang out with us after the fact. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully, the Chiefs go out there and whoop some ass, Mike. Whoop some ass.
Lay the smack down on their candy asses.
Shout out to BetUS for powering this live stream. Also, check out Man to Sleep. And we'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.
Yeah.
There goes a sight from my soul.